The live-action God of War series was announced back in 2019, but it looks like we will be waiting a lot longer for its release. The project has lost its showrunner and producers, with Rafe Judkins, Hawk Ostby, and Mark Fergus no longer attached to the series. While this doesn't cancel the show, Amazon Studios seems determined to push it through to the bitter end. However, according to Deadline, the production has practically started from scratch. The reasons behind this sudden production shakeup haven't been revealed yet. There are already plenty of rumors swirling, ranging from dissatisfaction within the studio bosses to frustrations over the slow pace of development. At this point, several script drafts have already been written, but with the project in such a state of flux, it's unclear which version will make it to the final cut. One of the plots was definitely based on the Norse Dilogy, but that doesn't mean Kratos' Spartan origins are being left behind. It's more likely that the Greek storyline will be explored through flashbacks or even get its own season as a prequel. The hints of potential storylines are adding an extra layer of intrigue to the project, stoking the hype among fans. The God of War franchise has enough content to fuel at least 4 seasons of adaptation. However, given the massive popularity of the reboot, Amazon might fast-track the storyline to the point where Kratos wipes out the gods of Olympus. The live-action series will likely kick off right where Kratos exiles himself to the far north. Amazon and Sony Television have decided to take the series in a completely new direction. Interestingly, Rafe Judkins had pitched a few other script concepts that were reportedly well received by studio heads. As for who's set to replace Judkins as showrunner or why he exited the project in the first place, that's still under wraps. But game designer Cory Barlog hasn't gone anywhere. He's still attached to the show as an executive producer. Barlog, the driving force behind the successful Norse reboot of the franchise, is a reassuring presence, further hinting that the live-action adaptation will likely be based on the latest games. With his involvement, there's less worry about maintaining the series canon, given that he's overseen the entire God of War saga from the start. Amazon has previously stressed that the show will stay faithful to the original material, but studio reps have admitted that adapting a beloved franchise is trickier than creating an entirely original series. In fact, they've even hinted that it's a more daunting task. Another point worth mentioning is the casting. Fans have been speculating for years about who will take on the role of Kratos, with so many A-list actors being floated around, ranging from Dave Bautista to Jason Momoa. It's anyone's guess who will be chosen. Whoever steps into those massive boots will have to embody not just Ghost of Sparta's physicality, but also his complex emotional arc, particularly the more introspective Kratos from the Norse saga. And then there's the question of the budget. A high fantasy, action-packed franchises like God of War will require a massive investment if it's going to do justice to the epic scale of the games. Amazon has already shown they're willing to invest big amounts in projects like The Rings of Power, though that show was a flop and didn't live up to the expectations of many Lord of the Rings fans. Hopefully, God of War will avoid a similar fate. Still, the pressure is on for Amazon to deliver a high-quality adaptation, or else risk the wrath of a passionate fan base. As of now, there are no further details about the show. Since production is essentially starting from scratch, it's unclear whether the series will directly adapt one of the games or take on an original storyline. Amazon could easily change its approach at any point, flipping the initial idea on its head. After all, movies based on PlayStation hits haven't always stuck to a direct retelling of the games. HBO is sticking closely to the source material with The Last of Us, but Sony Pictures took a different route with Uncharted by telling an origin story for Nathan Drake. It's still up in the air which direction they will choose for God of War. At this point, there isn't even a tentative release date for the series. I'll keep you posted with all the latest updates. Subscribe.